we sat down and you said that it was going to be okay. You said we're going to take care of it, right?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
What did you think? Were you like, no matter what, like, we got this? Because that's how you came off.
I was just positive about it from the get-go because I wasn't about to let it defeat us right from the beginning.
We're Megan and Justin, husband and wife, dog parents, and partners navigating stage 4 melanoma, bipolar disorder, and living with parents.
On Between the Scans, we share what life really looks like between the appointments, talking through each of our perspectives on the moments that challenge us, the humor that keeps us steady, and the ways we stay connected side by side.
Welcome to Between the Scans. I'm Megan.
I'm Justin.
And thank you so much for joining us today. So I have all these papers here because I feel like there's a lot that I want to talk about and I don't want to forget it. And I do have a few things I need to read, so just excuse me, and Justin, if we do read off a little bit more today than usual. So I'm jumping right into this because we left our last conversation talking about the scan results, and I realized I really didn't give a good analysis or just a good explanation of my results. So can we talk about it?
Yes, let's talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about it. So I tend to go off on tangents and off in my own world, and I just want to make sure that I'm honing back in. So I am going to spend a little time here reading some results. So when we spoke, I mentioned that I read the results of my CT scan in the portal, right? And then I said it looked like my kidney tumor had been shrinking, and it was shrinking. And then when we met with the doctor, I said, oh, she gave us great news. And then that was it. I really didn't get into it. So what I do want to say is I got great news. I got great results. The tumor, I don't like saying that word. I call it a spot. The tumor on my kidney is officially gone. So
Yay.
Really exciting news. That was 11 months ago that first showed up on the CT scan. So that's taken 11 months with radiation and switching to a different immunotherapy. We've managed to get that taken care of. And I also want to say that when my doctor and I were talking about treatments, she did say it was up to me if I wanted to do radiation. She was on board with immunotherapy. We'll get it with immunotherapy, but she really left it to me to give that answer. And I remember, because I had such good results and a good experience, I mean, I say experience, it's really a terrible experience, radiation, but meaning the results for my other areas turned out really well from having radiation. Right. And I've had radiation on a lot of my body.
Yeah, you've got radiation in a lot of different spots.
Right. So I went ahead with radiation. So just wanted to say that. So what I read on the portal, which if I read it closer now, I feel like maybe I should have seen that it meant it was gone, but I read it quickly and I was just over the moon that it all sounded pretty good. This is when you read your results on the portal. This is what you're getting. So this is a good example. I have 4 bullet points. 1, no new growing abdominopelvic metastasis. 2, interval resolution of previously seen left upper renal pole metastasis. I'm just being honest with you. I'm doing my best with my glasses in reading these terms. I'm not great at it. Retroperitoneal lymph nodes are decreased in size.
That's good.
Unchanged, this is the last one, unchanged lytic bone lesions as described. Again, I'm not pronouncing these probably correctly. I apologize. But that's what I got, and I knew that all sounded great, but I wasn't really in a spot when we read the portal before seeing the doctor where I could say, oh, we're good, we're gone. So we got that really good news during my last appointment, and then I just also want to mention that's when 2 days later we went drove to Boston, to New England,
Yeah.
to celebrate our anniversary, to see old friends, to see a Red Sox Detroit Tigers game at Fenway. We had a great time, and it was fantastic. And just to give you some context, it was 11 months ago when we were driving to New England for my work trip. My job is headquartered in Portland, Maine, and we were driving there, and that's when the doctor called me with scan results on the way there about my kidney. So it's just, been 11 months now, and it's really nice to go on this trip and to get such good results for that trip. So that was really cool. So we will continue to celebrate. This is really huge news. It's really big with melanoma because it's just so scary. New spots, new tumors, new issues can reoccur, and it's just something you have to be really mindful of and take care of. That's why we're scanned so frequently, every 3 months. Okay. So I want to then talk about something else. May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, Melanoma Awareness Month, and it's also Mental Health Awareness Month. So that ties into so many things that we deal with cancer, but also with having bipolar.
Right.
Before filming this project, we had a discussion, and I asked you if you wanted to bring this up and talk about it because I really wanted to talk about my cancer diagnosis, but also tie in really as a whole and as a team and as a family unit what we deal with. Right. You said you were game. You said that was fine, and you have been dealing with this for a long time. So I wanted to say, and I did want to note this, is that we are a team that works with our illnesses to live our best lives, quite truthfully. And what does that mean? I have it written down. Super positive attitudes, taking care of ourselves, each other, and having fun. And you have to remember the fun part, right?
Okay.
It's not easy. It takes a long time to get here, where we are and sitting here and having this conversation, but we're in it, we're dealing with it, and we manage it.
That's right.
Some days are super hard and more challenging, and some are easier, and we just remember to take care of ourselves and to have fun. And so, do you want to talk a little bit about what bipolar?
I've had bipolar for over 30 years.
Yeah.
I was first diagnosed when I was about 19 or 20, and now I'm 53.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
And you've been doing it. So today we're going to talk about advice we'd give somebody that's newly diagnosed with cancer, with melanoma, or with bipolar. But I also have to say, because we talked about this ahead of time so that we could kind of have a little bit of a clear answer about clear picture of what our answers would be. The advice we'd give is also what we'd give to someone who's been dealing with this for a long time, or even still each other. Like, it's still advice I'd give you, you'd give me. It's still something like that. So I want to ask you, Justin, if someone newly diagnosed with bipolar came up to you to get advice, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, it's as hard as you make it. Don't self-medicate. Don't drink too much. Take your meds every day. Don't skip, and work with your doctor.
And you've had quite a few doctors, only because we've moved so many times. I mean, doctors switch and retire and everything like that and change practices. It's been really cool because you've managed to switch doctors when we've moved or when someone's left the practice, and I admire you a lot for that because it's really hard to start off with a new doctor. I mean, in any sense of the word, for many different things, but especially with bipolar. So I wanted to give a response to that as your partner and say, my advice is, just like cancer, the lows are real low. With bipolar, you need to have patience. This will get better. but you have to put the work in for yourself and that person. Justin's manic episodes, in my experience, are caused by a medication change with meds that aren't the right fit for you, skipping medication, or not having the right dosage,
Right.
with stress and anxiety.
Right. Stress and anxiety is a major factor.
Huge.
Yeah.
And that's what, when we,
But the medication is what keeps it
yep,
stable.
but you have to manage your mental health where you're not feeling so anxious and managing the stress.
Right.
So we have a lot of stress, as a lot of people do in their lives, depending on what it is. And so when you have that stress, it's how to manage that anxiety,
Right.
which we work on every day
Yeah.
together. And we talk about it. It's really important to talk about. And then we also communicate it with our doctors,
Right.
which is really important. So now I want to answer that same question. So if someone newly diagnosed with melanoma came up to me to get advice, what would I tell them? I would say, you've got this. Try to be positive as much as you can. Don't put off making appointments. Get going quickly. This cancer spreads like wildfire. It does. You don't have time. Advocate for yourself. Listen to your gut. Don't wait too long to make decisions. The quicker you begin to handle it, the better it will be for you in the long run. Lean on the supportive people, tools, and resources that you have, not focusing on or what you don't have. And worst case happens sometimes. So I remember when I got my mole on my back, when this all started in 2017, I got it biopsied at the dermatologist, and the nurse, super kind, super nice, and I was so nervous. And she said, oh, well, worst case scenario, it's spread to your lymph node, but that's just worst case, you're fine. I said, yeah, I know, it's fine. But, also in the back of my head, I'm like, I have a really bad mole that's changed colors, that's itchy, it's not right. And I had put off getting it looked at, and turns out it was the worst case because it had spread to my lymph node. And that was in 2017. So fast forward, we're in a little bit of a different situation. But I just wanted to kind of talk about that, how we would react to somebody that's first diagnosed. And so I bring something up to you. When we were at Mass General Hospital in Boston, my mom and I were in the room waiting for the doctor, and we're nervous. And then the doctor comes in and tells us that the melanoma has spread to one of the lymph nodes in my armpit. It's even now I'm talking about it, it's really hard. I mean, I feel my body it's just like that. So I remember we left the room, we went downstairs to the lobby, and they had a little cafeteria or area to get food and some tables, and we sat down, and you said that it was going to be okay. You said, we're going to take care of it, right?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
What did you think? Were you like, no matter what, like, we got this? Because that's how you came off.
I was just positive about it from the get-go because I wasn't about to let it defeat us right from the beginning.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Tomorrow I want to transition real quick, but before we end and wrap this up, tomorrow I have an immunotherapy, or I have an infusion with my immunotherapy, and we'll see the nurse practitioner tomorrow morning, and then we'll go to my infusion, and I got my blood work done today. You, Henry, and Taylor took me.
Yeah, that's right.
Did a little reel on that. Taylor's barking. And I just got my blood, before we filmed, I just got my blood work results that Everything looks good. It's always nerve-wracking because you want to make sure that your blood has to be all your blood.
Well, now that you're not on steroids.
Yes, that's true. Yes. So what I was on steroids for a bit. We'll get more into that in a different conversation at a different time. But my white blood cell count, my eosinophil, has been very elevated, and they put me on steroids to get that number down, and I'm finally off of steroids, and my number is just above normal, so that means they'll infuse me.
Yeah.
And you are gonna have to just relax when they do the IV or step out. Justin doesn't like the IV.
No.
All right. Well, thank you for talking about your bipolar diagnosis. It's an important month. It just brings more awareness to it because it's important every single day to take care of yourself. Take your medication, get support, and get your skin checked, and make your doctor's appointments, and just don't put off your health because it's not worth it. That's what I'd say, right? And on that note, I do need to go to the optometrist. Is that what it is? These are readers. I can't see well anymore, and I'm struggling. So that's on my to-do list. So thanks
Thank you
for joining us, and we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.